Happy Friday, Merrimack Elementary. Today, I want to take a few minutes and just talk a little bit about something I know I probably talk a lot about because this is my message to our parents and our community. I think it's important to talk about community, um, but I also just wanted to share. It's really been standing out that power of our community this week. This week we had a few things going on. We started our Ready Set Give campaign. We also had our first PTO meeting of the year. And we're looking forward to that movie night coming up next week. But really, what's dawned on me is just this journey over the last few years. As I'm starting my sixth year, kind of just the beginning of my sixth year here, thinking through some of the different things that have gone on this last few years. Over that last 6 years, especially over the last few years, as we've been kind of working to kind of come back from that initial COVID experience. What's been interesting is each year it kind of feels like we're slowly kind of bringing some things back. I mean, there's some things that are just still done differently, but looking at some of these traditions, and I remember, like I said, last year when we had our first international night that we had in 3 or 4 years, or the first of this that we had in 3 or 4 years, and really also just noticing that difference in families who joined us in the last few years versus families who had been here for several years. May have been, maybe this one group had their first of their children coming through, and the other group had their last of several children coming through. And so those who had been with us for several years prior versus those who are just joining us, there was this disconnect around how things had been and not really understanding what we're used to doing. So last year we started a lot of work talking about those things, building some conversation, starting things with our PTO, starting things with the community about bringing these things back and really trying to get people back in the fold. And it's been exciting this year to kind of see some of that work paying off. What we're seeing is we saw a great turnout for our PTO meeting this Wednesday. Like we haven't seen, I'm not sure I've seen as many people that came for this meeting as we've had any other meeting. I think since even before pre-COVID, like we didn't have quite this big of a turnout. So it was great to see everybody there. The beginning of the year coffee, it was well attended. Like I was just blown away by how many people were there. Just seeing that connection, those things coming back, and just how important that is for our students and for our kids to really see that this is a place their parents are invested in, our communities invested in, their staff and their parents, everybody's working together for them, sends that powerful message to the kids. The other place where we're seeing this is, we've been doing a push around our funds for excellence and our PTO donations. That helps fund things like movie night, that helps fund different events, the back to school coffee, but it also provides things that are happening in the classroom, directly impacting the kids and the education. As we did some things last year with around having the teachers being able to submit grant requests and have those then funded, so that whatever they were looking for, different ways that the PTO was able to support them getting the materials that they needed in their classroom. So the PTO is doing a lot of that work, and we're seeing a huge initial push at the beginning of this year. People already reaching out, making those donations, and just seeing the value of those things. So I want to say how much we appreciate that, and just hopefully we're going to continue to see that. I know next week we're going to continue our big push around Ready, Set, Give. So I'm sure you'll get some more messages. You'll probably hear some more things from me. You might hear some things from your kids about it, as we were talking about that today on the morning announcements and some of those things. So hopefully you'll be hearing about that. And the deadline for that donation campaign is next Friday. So by the end of movie night, we'll start kind of drawing a line and saying things are now over with regards to see who might win that extra recess and which grade level will have that. So hopefully your kids are excited about that. And like I said, really, it's one of those things that if you're going to make some donations, you may not always know exactly what's going to, but in this case, these are things that are going to be going directly to impacting your kids' school, both them, teachers, and the staff here at this school. That's what it all goes to. So it's a great cause to donate to. So I want to try to still encourage everybody just to do that. Finally, we do have movie night coming up next week. So movie night is an exciting event. It's usually our first big event of the year. Lots of kids gather together outside on the blacktop. They watch the movie. Hopefully it'll be a great night. Last year we had to have it at the high school because of some rain. This year, fingers crossed, we will not have any rain. We'll be able to get back outside. So that'll be a lot of fun. Hoping to see everybody there. The movie will be A Strange World. There should be some other information in the newsletter about that. So I'd encourage you to check it out. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. Thank you for everything you're doing to help make Merrimack a special place, and we'll look forward to seeing you next Monday.